Good morning. Welcome to JP's morning brief for June 15th, 2026. All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all very much for tuning in this morning. I'm extremely tired. Extremely tired. I watched the entire UFC event last night. It was awesome. Kudos to Dana White with UFC, and thank you, Mr. President, for allowing it to happen at the White House. It was awesome adventure last night. Happy birthday to the president, 80 years old. But man, I tell you, I mean, the fact is, each one of those cards that they came out to fight, every one of them was escorted by a Medal of Honor recipient and a law enforcement official on each side of them. This was really good. And by the way, did you know Michelle Obama is really a guy, according to one of the fighters? But man, I tell you, that was good. That last fight. Who in the world would you ever expect a 37-year-old man to win a national heavyweight, the national heavyweight or light heavyweight championship? That was in dramatic fashion. The guy he beat has never ever been beaten before, and that was great. I mean, wow. Wow. And the fact is that people were trying to sue to keep them from actually performing the event. Just wait. After they recover from the UFC, I, I bet uh, that the South grounds of the White House looked like the South grounds of the White House and nothing was impacted. Guarantee. Man. Well, thank you all very much for tuning in. Before we get going, I want to say one thing. Well, I was telling you last week, my wife went on a quilting retreat, and they were making some quilted shoes. Well, she came back yesterday. I'm more impressed with these things when I saw them in person than when I saw them on the camera. This is what she made. Look at this. That's neat, isn't it? She quilted it all. I mean, they had to buy the molding for the soles, and she wore them to church last night, and these are awesome. I told her she needs to give classes on these. Man, this is very well made. She did an excellent job with this right here. That is really cool. I mean, so if your wife or your husband, because men can quilt too, ever say, "I'm going to go quilt a pair of shoes," you know what? I'm going to go quilt a pair of shoes. Take the word for it. That's what they're doing, and it's really cool. Right. Now to get back to the news. Okay, as we get started, if you're watching this and you're not already a follower of this channel, please click that little alarm, that little bell beside where it says the JPA report, or yeah, where it says the JPA report. Click that little bell, click the little arrow down, go to follow, and click the follow button, and then hit that thumbs up button for the day's episode, and then chat if you want. Okay, I know it's a little bit early and stuff. Some of us are extremely tired, but you know what? It's worth it. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in. Okay, let's get started on this transition. I'm pretty sure Jay watched it last night too, so he might be out of it. Uh, whether you're looking for your first firearm, upgrading your setup, or need expert service, Jason at the Armament Shop is Cypress Cove's premier source of all things shooting. Browse a wide selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns, backed by top-tier gunsmithing for repairs, along with reloading supplies and professional cleaning to keep your firearm in perfect condition. Need a transfer? We make FFL transfers fast, easy, and affordable. Need your CHL? Jason can handle those classes both online and in person, and he has over 3 decades of experience. Visit the Armament Shop today at 115A West Avenue D in Coppers Cove, or call or text at 254-560-2023 or visit them at www.armamentshop.com. That's armamentshop.com. The Armament Shop, your safety, our priority. All right, here we go. Wow, we got 8 people watching. That's cool. All right, and not everyone's sound asleep from the fight. I'm still impressed. Normally, I watch UFC every now and then. I just watch. I love the Smashing Machine with The Rock about Mark Kerr. That was an excellent movie, man. Uh, but yeah, I don't get to watch it that often. Last night we watched the whole thing, and my wife and daughter were there watching it with me, and they actually enjoy themselves. It's boxing on steroids with wrestling intermixed, and it was really good. It was really good. Okay, let's get this. Iran. We got Iran update. Uh, oil oil prices are down sharply today. You'll see in just a minute. Uh, Trump yesterday evening, announced a peace pact with Iran, and then the Iran Security Council confirmed that there is a peace agreement. Uh, oh man, I forgot to put the True Social up. I apologize for that. I was going to, good morning, Covite for Life. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Tell me yes or no if you got to watch the UFC event last night. Um, okay, let's get back to this. Yeah, I forgot to put the Truth Social up. I apologize. I'll get it fixed for the JPA report. Um, the pact will be signed Friday in Geneva, Switzerland. So yesterday I saw an interview with the vice president, and he said that he would probably be there, or the president, or maybe both. There's no guarantee there. Okay, so they're just talking about logistics, even though the president is in Europe right now. So that's another thing, right? It'll be signed Friday, June 19th. More talks are going to take place this week in Doha, Qatar. The Strait of Hormuz will be open, and the blockade is over, and there will be no nuclear weapons for Iran. All right. that that is your there's still some fighting going on between the Hezbollah and Israel that needs to cease, and what they're saying is that Hezbollah keeps firing drones and rockets into northern Israel. So I don't know what the deal is with these military leaderships of these organizations, either IRGC or the Hezbollah. They got issues because all they're wanting to do is murder people in general, Israelis and others, and it needs to cease because every time they fire on Israel, Israel's going to retaliate, flat out, GameStop, full, no, do not pass go, do not collect $200. It's going to happen. It will happen. They need to decapitate Hezbollah, and Lebanon needs to do it, and take care of business. All right. All right. So Brent crude oil, $82.75 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate, $80.33 a barrel. And I read an article in the paper just this morning in the actual Killeen Daily Herald, liberal newspaper. And what do they say? It's going to take weeks and months for oil prices to get back down to where they're sustainable at a lower price. It's already down to $82.75. And if everything stays on track by Friday, it'll probably be in the mid 60s. They need to stop with the rhetoric, trying to embarrass the president at every opportunity. The prices are going to go down. All right. The Dow Jones was closed at a record pace on Friday at 51,202.26. And it was up 353.51. All righty, so that's your Iran update. Let's get on with some of this. I got so much here for the day. I could broadcast for 2 hours if I wanted, and I'm not going to be able to. All right. So, man, and I wore my Rumble shirt because Rumble was a sponsor of the UFC fight last night. See, I keep talking about this fight. Man, cool. Yes, it was awesome. All right. So, President Trump announced Sunday that the United States and Iran had officially reached a peace agreement, making a major diplomatic breakthrough that would open the Strait of Hormuz and end the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports. The deal with the Islamic Republic of Iran is now complete. The president put on Truth Social, which I will put in between the two programs. Uh, Congratulations to all. I hereby fully authorize the toll-free opening of the Strait of Hormuz and simultaneously herewith authorize the immediate removal of the United States naval blockade. Ships of the world, start your engines, let the oil flow. Prime Minister from Pakistan, Sharif, whose country was served as mediator, was the first to announce the peace deal, saying a signing ceremony is scheduled to take place on Friday in Geneva, Switzerland. So it said Trump added that the Strait of Hormuz will reopen once the parties formally sign the agreement, which is on Friday. It looks like pretty much it was a one-way agreement. No one's seen really details on it, but Iran didn't really have much to say about the whole thing because they were collapsing from within. Next, remember this is the morning brief, so as I put it out here, it'll be more about each stuff that I talk about when we do the JPA report. All right. Fast forward. Tomorrow, Georgia runoff election. Mike Collins versus I forgot who the guy he's racing against. Oh, Derek Dooley. Okay, so Derek Dooley was talked into running for the U.S. Senate race by Governor Brian Kemp, and then President Trump is backing Mike Collins. Mike Collins is going to win. We'll find out for sure tomorrow. But he openly endorsed Mike Collins for Senate. Right, President Trump endorsed Mike Collins for the Senate in Georgia. Trump called a very successful businessman and a fighter for the America First agenda. Mike, who like me is all about America First, is running against radical left Democrat Jon Ossoff, a weak and pathetic senator who tried to raise taxes by over $4 million and voted against all of our tax cuts, including the no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. He wrote on Truth Social. Ossoff voted for men and women's sports, transgender for everyone, open borders, record high taxes that under crooked Joe Biden or President Autopin, right, destroy the American economy, including the 401ks and market numbers, which are now at the highest point ever. Trump tore into Ossoff's stance on illegal immigration issues. He's an advocate of open borders, flat, full stop. All right. So the runoff is tomorrow. If you're in Georgia, the only name you need to remember on the entire ballot is Mike Collins for U.S. Senate. All right. Next, Tulsi Gabbard. She may be almost out of a job because she's coming back to Texas to take care of her husband, right? He's got cancer. Man, I hope he's all right. I really hope he's all right. But she released intelligence showing our government funded 120 biolabs in 30 countries, many of which were in the Ukraine. And you probably wonder, why we were so adamant about protecting Ukraine at the onset of that the war with Russia is because we have. Okay, let me just get this over with. DNI Tulsi Gabbard announced Friday she's releasing never before seen documents concerning the U.S. government's funding of 120 biolabs in 30 countries, including Ukraine, in support of the President Trump EO on ending federal funding on dangerous gain of function research around the world and increase transparency and accountability. The ODNI will continue working with partners across this administration to identify where these labs are, what pathogens they contain, and what research is being conducted. In Friday's announcement, Gabbard said that the IC intelligence community had previously warned that a biolab funded by the U.S. Existed in Ukraine and likely contained dangerous pathogens. As the war with Russia continued, the labs are vulnerable to Russia attack, seizure, or damage. And many of the 120 labs engaged in research involve highly contagious pathogens and gain of function research with little oversight, according to the ODNI. And if you go to odni.gov, I think it is that the website? Yeah, odni.gov, you can see this document right here, right? It's unclassed. Believe me, it is definitely unclassed, right? But it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, yeah. So, but the problem is, I understand about research and stuff on diseases, but these were gain of function research. When they talk about Anthony Fauci and his gain of function stuff with like COVID and stuff like that, he's complicit with a lot of this stuff. Why? Why would we allow this stuff to persist? It needs to be shut down. Absolutely shut down. The map. There's maps that go along with this, right? I thought I printed them off, but it was showing. What time? Oh wow, it's already 6:47. They were showing BSL's fours. They had 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the most dangerous. They got those in there too. Trying to kill people, man. And next, judge declines to block UFC White House fight. Well, $60 million investment. Happy birthday to the president and a very successful fight cards they had last night. These people were trying to cause us to lose. They lost. They should have put them in the octagon for losing that legal fight. They showed, man, okay, I need to get away from that. I'll talk about it later because we're already like 12 minutes away. Katie Britt, U.S. Senator from Alabama, right? She said the Republicans are prepared to pursue a third budget reconciliation package if Democrats refuse to cooperate in funding the government, arguing that lawmakers cannot allow national security, border enforcement, and military priorities to stall amid partisan gridlock. Britt said Republicans would prefer to move through the regular appropriations process and accused Democrats of obstruction at every single turn. And she said this on Sunday Morning Futures with Maria Bartiromo, adding that they are absolutely unwilling to work with Republicans in any way, shape, or form. Their hate for President Trump clouds their vision. They are putting that in front of safety and security of the American people. And she praised Senator Britt, Trump's military compromise, and said Republicans would do what it takes to ensure the military is sufficiently funded if it comes to reconciliation 3.0. Yes, there's some turncoat Republicans that say they would not vote. I mean, we're talking about people like Mitch McConnell, which is in a hospital, John Cornyn, Tom Tillis, Lisa Murkowski, and even Susan Collins. There's no appetite there for them. You know, Susan Collins got a fight on her hand. If she wants Republicans to vote for her, she needs to do what's right for our country. All right? More to come. Senator Mullen. It's not Senator Mullen. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin refuses to rule out ICE at polls, claims American citizens should be in line. That should be the only people voting. He's going to enforce immigration enforcement. Tom Homan's going to enforce immigration enforcement. The Democrats won't. But it says Markwayne Mullin defended President Trump's push for citizenship checks and federal elections on Sunday, claiming the DHS is preparing for the 2026 midterms by reviewing voter information and records. Well, we're going to make sure that our Constitution is upheld, meaning that only citizens of the United States are voting. Markwayne Mullin told Casey Hunt on CNN. When Mullin was asked what DHS is planning to do with voter information under Trump's election order, Mullin said the administration wants to protect the integrity of our election. He said the federal election cycle was central to the country and argued that citizenship verification should not be controversial. We want to make sure that every vote actually counts, that we are not having to play games like you might be seeing in sanctuary cities. Mullin said, if I'm not saying they are, but I'm just saying, but why wouldn't you want to make sure that it's safe? Case point right there, right? Trump is going to meet Macron from France and for dinner at Versailles Palace after the G7 is over. I'm sure they're going to be talking about Iran. Now that everything's over, the British and the French want to actually help, right? Now back to our wayward senator. They got defeated in the primary. Republican, in name only, Senator John Cornyn said that his loss to Trump endorsed Attorney General Ken Paxton grants him political freedom he wouldn't have had if his campaign had been successful. Now he can choose when he does and does not defer to President Donald Trump. I think it's going to be a pretty bumpy ride for the next 7 months. Corn told the New York Times, stop going to the New York Times, people. Cornyn referred to Trump's tense meeting in the Oval Office in which Trump told Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that he didn't have any cards. Well, we got some cards to play, Cornyn said in an interview. Cornyn said he wasn't seeking retribution, but he's among other Senate Republicans who believe that Trump is hurting the party by making self-serving decisions and demanding unwavering loyalty. This is setting Republicans up for serious losses in midterms, Cornyn said, which would make the 2 years following the election the worst in Trump's life. No loyalty. None. None whatsoever. Goodbye. We don't want to ever see you in politics again, Mr. Cornyn. We'll talk about that later. We're running out. It's already 6:54. Where is that? Hold on just a second. I'm missing something. Nope, it's not that one. There it is. Okay, they got trapped, I think. Yep. Alrighty. Dorinda Randall was elected the new Texas GOP chair. The Republican Party of Texas will have new leadership after delegates elected Dorinda Randall as the party chair and David Covey as vice chair during the Senate District Caucus meetings Friday at the state convention in Houston. By law in Texas, you will either have a male chair or a female chair or a male vice chair or a female vice chair, but they can't be the same sex. All right, so you got a male, female, female, male. It got to be like that no matter what. All right, by Texas law. Randall defeated incumbent Chairman Abraham George under what she had served as vice chair. Under Texas law, the party's chair and vice chair must be opposite genders. With Randall elected chair, delegates selected Covey as vice chair. The leadership elections came as thousands of delegates gathered in Houston to adopt the party platform and prepare for upcoming general election. Following the vote, George issued a statement congratulating the incoming leadership team and calling for party unity. I want to congratulate Dorinda Randall and David Covey on their nomination as chair and vice chair of our Texas GOP. While this race has come to an end, our mission continues. Now it is time to come together and unite behind our Republican nominees, support the entire Republican ticket in November, advance our legislative priorities in the next session, and continue to stand firmly for the conservative principles outlined in our platform. Excellent statement. That's the way it should always be. Always. The only problem I have two issues, right? Why is it every 2 years they replace the party chair and the vice chair? Are our politics so disruptive in our state that we get fed up because they say, well, they're rhinos, or they're not conservative enough, or they're liberal, or they're too conservative, and they keep replacing these guys. I've seen James Dickey, Alan West, I've seen Steve Munisseri, I've seen Matt Rinaldi, I've seen Abraham George. Now we got Miss Randall here. Decisiveness. And this isn't the general electorate out here in Texas. This is the people that go to these conventions, right? That they are voicing their will, but too much of it. And let's get behind people and make progress and leave a little continuity behind here, and then stop assassinating them in the political world because they have a viewpoint, right? My next thing is, if I can be elected as precinct chair and Norm Mitchell can be elected as party chair for Coryell County, why can't we as voters with a closed primary system vote for our state chair? That would be a good thing. All right. Keep that in mind if you're watching. What are we doing? We're at 6:58. I'm already out of time. Wow. Okay. More to come. This coming Thursday, Pints and Politics in Killeen at Area 254, which is on Fort Hood Street. It's at 6 p.m. It's in the old Kmart Shopping Center. When you get to Fort Hood Street interchange on I-14, go north, take a left. You're there. All right. All right. So let me finish this off real quick. 6:59. Wow. Okay. Copy. I forgot to get the raid ready. Remember, there's no Dan Bongino show this morning at 9 o'clock. So if I go over, I go over this morning. And the raid is done. All right. So I will see you all in an hour for the JPA report. Get some chow, get ready, and we'll be ready to rumble. Okay. All right. See you later. I'm out.